So, how are you today?
Oh, I'm good today.
Good. So, what have you been doing this week?
This week, yeah, I think all the week I'm just about practice for the exam because if we finish this exam is we done in the school and we can have summer vacations.
Yay! So, when does your summer vacation start?
I think it's about practice for 1 month and in maybe is about the June. I will start
June.
I
Okay,
will
so
start
it
my summer vacation.
so is that when your school year ends in June, July?
No, in my school is end in the May.
Ah, okay. So your school year, so when does your school year start? What month?
Is we start in September.
Ah, so you start in September and finish in May. That's very similar to where I live. In Scotland, it's August until June, and in England, September to July. So yes, very similar. So let us go to our subjects for today. I can't remember what I chose for us. Let's have a look. Oh, gestures, a very good one. So, what's a gesture?
Gesture.
Yes, a gesture.
Oh, that's so crazy. I don't know.
Okay, so gestures are usually things that we do that could be nice or they could be insulting or unpleasant. So, one of the big things with gestures is that different countries and cultures can have different gestures. And what's acceptable in one country could be very wrong in another country. So I thought we could talk about that today. It's a very interesting one. So, what are some of the gestures you know? It could be something that you do, something that you say.
I think is about. I don't know. It's maybe in my country that say
Yeah,
hi.
saying hello is a gesture. Waving is a gesture. So
Yes.
it's things that we can do. So would you greet your friends with hello, or would you do something else?
Uh, yes, is just do it.
It is. Can you think of any other gestures we might do when we meet people?
I think it's maybe smile.
Yeah, smile. That's a good one. Can you
That
think of?
is maybe has supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Okay, who said that?
I'll say that again.
Yeah, no, who said that? Where did that word come from? What
That
movie did that come from?
is come from TikTok and my friends.
Oh, no, there was a film that had that word in it. Do you know the film?
No, I don't know that film, but my friends is tell me that words, and I told him to write that words, and yes, I practice that. Now I can read it.
Okay, so now you can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yes. See my screen share now. I know the video feed is just coming through. Can you see it now?
Yes, now I can see it.
Okay, I don't know how it does happen with Skype sometimes. So gestures is where we were, and Mary Poppins. Can you get YouTube? Can you look up YouTube? Are you allowed to access YouTube?
Yes.
Yes, okay. You could, after class, so when you have time, look up Mary Poppins and you will find supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in the movie because she sings it. And it's about a spoonful of medicine. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So that's what she was singing. So gestures then. So what other gestures can you think of?
Yeah.
Shaking hands. So
Yes.
a more formal way of meeting people. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. It was great to meet you today. So those are some good gestures. Can you think of anything that would be insulting? What type of things might people do that could be rude or insulting?
Oh, that before I hear some in some country is uh, that you use your mouth to put the water in your mouth to the another person, and that maybe is in another country is a rule, but
Yes.
in that country is that a very good is very friendly person. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so they're friendly people. So do you mean to spit when people spit water out of their mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, so spitting. I'll put that word in the chat box for you. So we have spitting. Yeah, so that one's not very nice. So that to spit water out of your mouth. Yes, that's not a very nice one at all. So are there any others? Is there any, maybe when tourists come to your country, maybe they do something that is considered rude or insulting?
Oh, I don't know. I think is only some tourists go in my country that they see in gesture in my country is rude. I don't know, but that if my country has some gesture is so crazy. Like in my class, oh, they are so funny. Yes, in my class, yeah, and um, and tomorrow we have a challenge in my class.
Oh,
So
what's the challenge?
it's anti-backpack day.
Okay, what's anti-backpack day? What's that?
Is that mean you don't bring backpack and you must have to see another to bring your books to the school, and that looks so it's a little bit funny. It's okay, but here's the anti-backpack day.
Okay, so how did that come about?
Is come about TikTok. Yes.
Oh, TikTok. Okay, I don't have TikTok. Okay, so can you think of some gestures that have different meanings in different countries?
Yes, of course. Like that breathing.
Okay, any others?
About I don't know. Is maybe is say hi. We also do that
Yes.
in the when we take a picture, but in the USA is a mean of victory.
It does. And in the UK, it means something else altogether. So in the UK, it's the equivalent of swearing. It's very offensive in the UK. But it depends which way you put your fingers. If you say that way, so with the palm of your hand, that's considered to be the number 2. If you turn your hand the other way, so with the back of your hand to the person like that, it's considered to be very rude and you're telling people to go away, but in a very offensive way. So
Oh, that's why that in my country here is go to take a picture, is say hi to everybody, and yes, in my in when I have a primary school, that in that way is have I don't play with you anymore. That
Yes. So it can be very offensive. In the UK, there is a history to this sign, and it's about when we had archers, so people with a bow and arrow in 1400, and you needed these two fingers in order to pull the arrow back on the bow. So the archers, when they were caught by the enemy, had these two fingers cut off. And that's where it came from, because it originally started with the archers taunting their enemy and saying, "Come here, come and get my fingers." And that is where that comes from in history. It has a different meaning now, but that's where it originated. So, has your teacher, here we go, you say, yes, the teacher did that. Has your teacher ever used a hand or a facial gesture that was okay in the teacher's country, but an insult in your country?
what is a facial gesture?
A facial gesture could be smiling, pulling a face, going. So maybe, for example, maybe a teacher has said, so they've rolled their eyes and made a face of, as if to say, here we go, the person is not getting it. It could be quite an unpleasant gesture. Has anybody ever done that to you?
Yes, I think that's okay, but just sometimes. Because I think if you use it too much, it unrespect.
Yes. Yes, it's not respectful. Yes, I would agree with you. So, did you tell the teacher that she'd done it and you found it offensive?
No, but my teacher that don't use it with the student. She just use it to have make it funny and yes, make the student smile.
Yes, so she did it in a fun way. Yes, I have a student who I will do things like that with, because I say, oh, and she knows that I'm being funny about it. I'm not being serious and I'm not being negative in any way. And I usually do it about myself. Oh, I just forgot. Oh, silly me. So, what are some of the bad gestures you have seen in films? Any film? Have you seen any bad gestures in films?
I don't know about gesture. I just don't understand what they say because I said, do you know I very like scary film?
Yes.
Yes, that is about I always see a horror film, and the horror film becomes from Korea. Is that so good? Is that so good? That is so super. That is so supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So that I very like it, but sometimes they do some action I don't understand, and sometimes I don't understand what they say because I don't know the Korean.
Okay. So you watch the movie but you don't understand the words.
Yes, and always I need the sub. The
Yes.
subtitle.